Alright guys, feeling here, we have more Psychonauts, continuing on.
No.
Still listen to the podcast.
I'm the kind of person, like, if I don't want to
Let's
eat that
go.
thing, I will starve. Like, that's... Which, like, remember, like, surviving New Zealand, I remember Adam was like, I'm just not going to eat the rice, and he was just starving. That would be me. My point is that... So, Mark, Sam, Geordie putting everything into it. Even KJ, who gets the advantage, does it on a covered item, was bidding on food. Jordan's gonna go home for this. Not protecting against anything. They get 2-1 majority to minority rate. And they can't protect against the minority. And like, I know it's a lot to ask because they're all starving and it's been weeks and like,
oh,
we
fuck
have
off.
such a big target. We've got the Purga 3 coming back when you know that it's like exactly where they're gonna put something. And you wouldn't think it's something that massive. But I was just like, this is an indictment on pretty much everyone who didn't dedicate themselves to this. Like KJ and Shay bidding on food like you just came back from purgatory. Like yes, like no, bid on like do what Jordy's doing. Put everything into this is your shot. And it actually works out for KJ, but it felt less deserved because she was bidding on food.
Yeah, but you forget how little Survivor some people have watched before they actually go out and play Survivor. Like, you can see Sam's immediately like, we need to get the advantage, we need to make sure we get the advantage. Pretty sure a lot of them are like, oh, okay, like, not because they're not
But that makes me mad in a different way.
They don't know it's there.
That's worse. Like, I don't know if it's worse. Like, you know it's there, you're just not dedicated to it. I'm kind of mad about that. But like, you didn't watch one auction, so you don't know how much this means. I might hate that more. So, Jordan goes for this. Like, Jordan, what did he get, a palmy?
I think holding down all
$500,000
these
palmy to put in.
feelings
Because
is
if you
giving me
just
a bit of
outbidding KJ on that, or at
Just-
least taking her to rocks, because two of you should be able to go for every covered item with every single minority member, technically,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
did the majority break?
feels better.
No, because she didn't get that advantage. So,
Now that her heart is
yeah,
in the
big
right
I mean,
difference.
whatever
you
advantage
should
it
have
would
better.
been.
Yeah.
I want another shot.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, maybe
I'll
it's
just
too
need you to
harsh
bend over.
because
No,
then you would have had a challenge advantage, Jordan. You would have had a challenge advantage. But like,
It actually, it sort of annoys me that they always hide the advantage though. Like, I would prefer that they actually just were like, advantage scroll.
Yeah.
I know in like, 4 people who go to 500 bucks and lose all their money and go to rocks and the other people can eat.
I can
I
agree with
prefer
that because I think that like we see where the intentionality lies, and like at least we see what people value, and we saw what Geordie, Mark, and Sam were thinking about, and then they just got unlucky, and you're always gonna get unlucky, you know, with the rock. But they even got unlucky on like, okay, well they went to rocks for like steak. They should be knowing what they're bidding on and knowing how much chance they have, and then taking a chance on that. Okay, but 1 in 3 chance to pick a rock to get an advantage. Not like, oh, you got to say, oh, and the last one when everyone protecting against it
I need
has
another-
already paid all their money. That's the one that had the advantage, just due to again like nothing meaningful. I would agree.
Yeah. I almost always don't want any luck though, where like, I know that there's always going to be parts of of the game that are luck, but where production has control over it, I'd rather that you can be strategic and see people make their choice.
Yeah. I will say this, like, I'm probably being a little high just because it went so poorly, but they never would have thought that the advantage could be this, probably. Like, even if it's an idol, then you have idols to protect.
What?
You have Mark's idol, you can split the vote.
A
They
spoonful
would
of
think
sugar
it's
helps
okay.
the
They
medicine
wouldn't
go
think it's
down, I
like 3
guess.
of you.
Oh, you're going
and you
down
could be
all
safe,
right.
or you
Once
can,
the
like,
boss
really break
finds
the
out about
numbers in
this.
that way. But I was just like,
You
every
ain't taking
time
me with you.
went back and watched
I'm out.
Jordan bid on that army, I was like, Jordan, that's the game. You know?
I do think Jordan is probably not seeing himself as a target anyway.
That's true.
I think he was probably feeling pretty comfortable.
That's
He
true.
was very unlucky.
Give me that gazillion.
He was pretty
About
bad.
luck.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about it from everyone's perspective because yeah, I mean, other like for me, like I really love what KJ did. I was just like, I just wish that you didn't fall in on the betting.
The High
on
Rollers
bidding,
Lounge
because
only
because
for
like that.
millionaires,
Because
of
you could
course.
go out this game.
I would belong to no lesser club. Now, let me in before I call my expensive lawyer.
Well then, please come in, sir.
It's
If
gonna be like a boss
you're willing
battle.
to take the risk.
Agent Forsyth, I'm sorry. This is all my fault.
Aquato, I hope you're not trying to take credit for my brilliant idea for solving all the Psychonauts' financial problems.
Yes! I mean, no! I made some bad connections in your mind, and there was some sort of a bad idea chain reaction, and now...
are you calling a bad idea? I am the sweetest of dreams, the spirit of unbeatable optimism. I am the ultimate victory of hope over mathematics. I am the Lady Luctopus, but you can call me Lucky.
You are my own creation. I command you to stop. It sounded so much cooler when Sasha said it.
It's time to see what the cards have in store for you. But don't worry, I'm a fair dealer. Although, I do like to keep a couple of jokers up my sleeve.
Can you believe we got caught in? So embarrassing.
We can't get to our smelling salts. We can't leave her mind.
Don't let us die in here, man.
You know what happens when you die in someone's mind, right? If you die inside a mind, you pee your pants.
Get ready to play! This could be your lucky day! But I wouldn't bet on it.
Alright, I might as well turn off invincibility. Because again, I just was doing that for the platforming sections. Alright.
Like, really small for it. Right?
Yeah, like, what was it that was
Gambling without a system is just pain.
meant to, like, it was majority. I don't sound
Ooh,
like
that's not good.
That was just
Unless you like bombs.
falls in your lap and you
You can...
different ways to learn about it. We'll discuss different ways to damage it. But it didn't fall in your lap.
Oh shit.
He did.
A bomb? Well, cheer up.
This episode is brought to
Maybe
you by Pikmin Blue.
God damn it.
Stuck at your desk working all day? Take a look from the top designers.
I shared this fucking badly.
Get a pair.
I thought that was brilliant.
So it's a sacrifice plan,
That's
right?
okay. Just bet more next time to
Yeah, and in
make up
terms
for
of
it.
just leaving the two idols back at camp, there's some murky possession stuff here. Like and like good on them for finding the loophole, but like the fact that you can't pass an idol when you're voted out with it, and this is definitely riskier because you leave it at camp, maybe someone else could get it. You can't use it at tribal council for sure, but like
You know what?
it's a shared possession
Fuck it.
that no one has to claim because it's in his shoes. Because I'm pretty sure in Australian Survivor, if you find an idol someone else has buried, you can keep it. So that's like a loose possession law in general.
The shoes is a bit cheeky. I haven't thought of that.
Yeah, it's not in the bag. Yeah, because you can't take it out of the bag. You can't, so they don't want to randomly bury it, so they put it in the shoes, which is like, I don't even think that you should be able to pick up something someone else has buried. But firstly, you can do that, so that's the loophole. Then it's in his shoes, which is a different loophole. Yeah, you can't do that in the US.
A bomb.
Well, if
cheer
so
up.
if I find an idol and I
Maybe
got
you get a
buried
pair.
somewhere, someone else can't come and dig it back up?
Pretty sure that's no. I think you can in South Africa, but not in the US. I'm pretty sure they can't.
I think you should be able to. Like, if you keep it in your bag on your possession, it's yours. But when you buried it, it's actually not in your possession anymore.
Bomb. Because
I only
Possession
think
is
that
considered
rule.
as-
Like, I think that, I mean, it's a definitely loose possession law, so that's where the loophole comes in. But it kind of feels, and I guess that it's part of the risk. Like, it's the risk that you can leave it somewhere. But the shoes, as you're saying, then make it, that makes it harder to me, because then it's like, it's kind of
shoes
on your person.
kind of your bag.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because you can always take other people's shoes. Like, that's definitely the precedent for that. Well, yeah, like socks and some of the socks over the
What are you
fire.
doing?
And a big hole in them once before, and like,
I feel like that's what's murky.
Russell's hat.
You shouldn't be burning other people's property anyway. Like, that's the thing.
It's different between shouldn't and can't. Like,
Yeah.
I think you can. I think that your possessions that are not in your bag are kind of okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, they talk about how worried they are about it. So they're taking that risk, and the possession law is around those kind of looser finding rules. You know, so they find the loophole, and as Mark has tweeted, like, you know, Sam has a legal degree, so that's like looking through the fine print of how they can kind of claim shared ownership of it, so that whoever gets voted out will come back to Mark's shoes and the idols. And is that what you love so much about it? Like the legal part of it?
No, I loved it at 9 that they were like, we don't think either one of us is going home tonight. We're not going to risk that one of us goes home with an idol because we're not planning on playing it. So no matter what, as a safeguard at 9,
That's not good.
the one
Unless
of
you
us
like
that definitely
bombs.
comes back to camp is going to have both idols. I didn't like it at 8. I actually, like, I guess, spoil it for later, but I thought they should have played idol and kept Sam in game 8. I thought at 9, there's so far still to go that they're better off keeping the 2 idols, making sure they had them both for sure, on the much slimmer chance that one of them goes home and they don't know about KJ's thing on this.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
So I think that was very clever.
bomb because
At 9,
that's
but
what
not
you
at 8.
got.
The decision at 8 was a much more active sacrifice because it was like, how else is this really going to go? Like, unless you're going to go to rocks, the Dave stuff seemed super vague, like, not a lot really that can go on that. Sam thinks that she has maybe implicit immunity. They won't vote for her with the idol, but Geordie has been that, like, active bait, so there's not a lot there. And I think Sam even said in the exit that she, like, knows how much the heat was on her, and that was a pretty active sacrifice.
I think it was a very active sacrifice, but I don't like that sacrifice. I think that as Mark and Sam, they were better off having Sam still in the game at that stage.
You must really
Even if
like
it meant
bombs.
burning an idol. I think the 2 of them, it means 2 bites of temporary immunity, 2 bites of the apple, you know what I mean? Because they're both really
But there's still
strong
2 people to
physical
care for.
competitors as well. So they might end up with one of them moved. And I think the individual immunity necklace is actually a much more powerful tool in the late game than the idol, which has a limited lifespan anyway. It means that they've actually eliminated, presumably Geordie, who was a really big threat to whoever was going to be left in the game when all the votes got burned. And they've taken him out and his vote out, and they've still got their 2 votes. To me, they were a lot better off with Sam still in the game there at 8, definitely, and with someone they definitely want out in Geordie gone, than they are keeping
And
2
Mark
idols.
has 3 chances.
Okay, well, in the idol versus Sam plan, those are all the pros pretty much. You also have like 2 sets of eyes and ears, so it's like, yeah, that extra kind of capital that you have, and I think definitely the chance to win immunity, that's a big one for sure. What you gain by keeping an idol over Sam is, firstly, you have the perception of kind of losing that threat level of the 2 of you. When you're at that point, at the 8, the only pair left, you make it seem more like you didn't have 2 idols, which is like still somehow like an ongoing, like, do they have 2 idols? So like now they haven't even played one on her, it seems like less so like Mark has that element of surprise. Mark now has had the crucial warning shot to kind of know more where he stands with Sam going out. He has 2 idols, he is closer to the end, which means, obviously less time that he has to try and get there. And a big one that Sam talked about at Exits was she goes to the jury and becomes jury vote for him. She never wanted to sit next to him at the end. They never wanted to sit next to each other. So you go there, you try and soften things to the jury, and then eventually campaign for him and vote for him. So there are definitely pros to either plan.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about sitting on the jury as a sort of an advocate for the other person, so for Mark in this case. And like Sam's a great talker, and I'm sure that I've watched Jury Villa, and I'm sure that she will talk everyone around. I think that the threat level is something that is there for a good reason, and it makes them a really good winner candidate anyway, whoever gets to the end.
Well,
having 2 of
I
them
don't do it.
there is kind of, they've had the warning shot because either they played the idol correctly or they wasted it, and they still get more information moving forward. And having the other one still there is almost like having an idol there. Like, it's still another life in the game because they've got someone has to take another shot at the pair of them, and there's still one of them left.
Yeah, they'd have the warning shot, but they would have less to protect against the warning shot, but I agree to have another shield. Like, you still need to get rid of 2 out of the next 7 rather than 1 out of the next 7. I do get it.
Yeah, and the other thing that came out of watching Jury Villa is that it looks like Jordan made some wiggly eyes to Josh, and he's going to have an indication that they do in fact have that second idol. So I don't think, I think that the cat is out of the bag about the second idol.
But again, it doesn't matter.
To believe it. It hasn't
Like, Mark could win out.
believe it.
But even like
a real case of like, I don't believe it, because I don't want to believe it, and now it's coming around and they're starting to turn on each other. They're gonna believe in a second idol.
Yeah, I mean, I want to believe that that's true, but I've wanted to believe this whole time that they would believe it. Like, even Josh's voting confessional, he's like, something's going on. It's like, yeah, Josh, they have a second idol. Like, exactly what Jordy's been saying something's weird. I can't put my finger on it, but something's going on.
Saying what it might be, but
yeah, I can have so much feeling. Yeah, something strange is going on, and like Jordan's wearing a shirt that just says like Sam and Mark have two idols, and he's like, something's telling me. The shirt thing can be hard. I had cousins who told me like they did their pregnancy announcement, but their toddler was running around saying like, I'm gonna be a big brother with the on his shirt, but like we didn't see it.
Oh, telekinesis. I didn't even think of that.
The shirt thing
Okay.
actually might be pretty tough.
Wait, how you doing?
Yeah. So there's a lot of heat already on Sam and Mark. I think that the worst case scenario for me for them would be wasting an idol, because that's something you just didn't need to do. Like at least if Sam goes is like really wet, like that. Or final 8 if it had been the final 9. Whereas like I've always thought, you know, the thing has always been, you know, better safe than sorry. Play your idol if you're in danger. Worst case scenario is that you go home with it in your pocket rather than you just waste it. But for them, there's a really solid argument that is, you know, go home instead, because for one of them, and don't play the idol.
Got that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely got that up until that.
Yeah, because it was more of a sure thing. Like, especially when they're going to travel at night and not thinking that there's going to be this twist, then like the idea of just getting paranoid and wasting one is dire when they don't need it. But that would have been a real warning shot, whereas like this was more of a sure thing. But I mean, like there's definitely a very solid argument that I'm probably leaning more to on the sacrifice plan, and a lot of it is on that jury stuff, and a lot of it is just kind of knowing where you stand. And Mark's just not battling out with the single because that's this limelight on you. I guess it's just like how far can you take it, how many more rounds, like it's all about timing, right? Like he has 2 idols, as many rounds, that's the math. Or she's there as a shield, or he's there as a shield, and that's the math.
Back to
I think there's probably some evenness there, but I brutally see the sacrifice plan. Also, it's kind of cool and really cool for the theme to actively sacrifice yourself in an episode where Jesus was.
After all, I still have some valuable
That's
cards.
Macedonia Jesus comes back. It says Sam sacrificed himself for Mark, for the good of the bear.
Yeah, there's something very biblical about the whole thing. And
Yeah.
it's a bit
I need to cover up that blemish.
Yeah, ready.
I don't know, maybe like
We allow children to
how do we have to
music.
But it's
Look
not
at
with
this
that, but
one.
I actually, but like, and I've seen that
Looks
about
like
the
it's
whole
time
game was
for
her
a
sacrificing
fresh
someone. I actually disagree. Like, firstly, we'll talk about it. Sam almost definitely going to win the TV. Whatever happens, she is the player of the season. It's her season. It reminds me of Shan last season. Shan went, I'm like, oh, this is the finale. And even as the rest of the season played out, it was the epilogue to Shan's story, and it continued to be Shan's story, and I completely expect that to be whatever happens here is the epilogue to Sam's story. She doesn't sacrifice for him. She comes up with the idea. She convinces him to the idea. She does it for their hair. And like, and you know how you like always like, the question is always like, would you rather like win and not be respected as much, or like have the most respect the game but not win? It's like Sam might do both. You know, like she's like a fallen angel who was the hero who got taken out, and she might still get the money. And it will be very much due to her and her plan and her strategy what she's done to get Mark here and through the game. And I don't want that to be like her lack of agency and her falling on her sword, because it was her idea. It was a very cool and innovative idea. It was an idea that I at least agree on, or that has like a lot of merit. And that to me is really strong and cool and with agency for me.
I mean, definitely with agency. Like, she wasn't pushed onto a sword. She took a very willing dive on there.
Back to the suite
Yeah,
and
Mark
have
said, like,
something
we're
to
playing
eat.
for you, and she was like, no.
Clean up the rest of
And
the
I think
magic,
all
okay?
along we've seen that they've been playing as a unit, so they want one of them to win, and it's been really clear about what's the best way to get one of us. And it makes me think of during my lockdown, my husband and I started playing this card game meant to be for 4 people. But as
Fuck off.
which is very sad and lonely, but we would each play as ourselves and another person.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
That's you are telling way too much about what we went through in 2020. Don't tell the people what Melbourne was like. Sometimes I talk about going around in my pajamas and I'm like, you weren't there. You don't understand. They understood it, they could. They knew.
Just faking it. Right? Right.
We ended because
Hey,
my
everybody
husband
go.
had a migraine and he hallucinated cards flashing in front of
I still have you guys, right?
Stop. Anyway.
So please, don't tell people what we were like. Don't do it. We start never talking
Second
about it
thought,
again. Like,
where's my shredder?
What I find interesting about that is that you play as yourself and this other person. You have to try and remember what the other person had in mind. No matter which of you won, but your scores were not
But
combined.
not
So like, you just want to find a win. And it's a real mind to be like,
Let's move it, people.
not quite as good, so
Don't die on me,
Taylor. Like, and towards helping the other me. She's very much played like that. Like, the two individual games are two very separate.
That was a good one.
But they're trying to make just one thing. You can't always see what the other
Appears to be.
no, and I think it's a mind trick.
it's cool because they have an advantage that is not just having been born money,
Bombs.
but being
I
a
like to
married
go
couple who share the
all
money. It's just, as we talked about, so different from being cousins who like won't share the money. That's not like, I don't know if you're allowed. I guess you get something, but that's not the same as like, this is $500,000 for our household, for our mortgage, for whatever it is.
Oh, fuck
They
off.
definitely use that, and they would have thought about it, that it's like, we have this specific thing to us, not everyone has that, but I think it was supposed to be Ben and Shay, they were another partnership in the whole thing, you know, it's like parents and kids, like that's not necessarily how like finances work, so they use it to their advantage. I mean, like, how we maximize what is truly double time
Oh,
away
what
from
the
really
hell?
double time to anyone else. So they've been
Wow,
doing that
that's
the
such
whole time.
bullshit.
Like the way that they use the blood versus water,
Well,
even
go
their
big or go home, they
individual
say.
roles in it has been like going back, you know, Mark chooses both, you know, to go to a different folk tribe. Like the whole time it's been like, how can we really innovate with just like very specific things?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way they've done that has been really set up and really calculated. And I mean,
Did someone
especially I
say?
think some of the sacrifices that made the help of their collective game, the chance of one of them winning. And it must have been so hard not to react emotionally and be like, this is actually the best thing. It wasn't the best thing for her to lose calm. Like, but yeah, I think it was the best thing for one of them. It gave them a much better chance of getting one of them to the end. So it was a really, it's hard to watch, but really cleverly done.
I know that it's continued to put people off a little bit in watching that dynamic because Sam so often hasn't got her way and now did self-sacrifice. And like I've spoken a lot about it, the Khan thing was like, did make me uncomfortable a little bit, or you know, upset me to a degree. And then from the Jesse thing, I'm like, no, I get it. Like Jesse's brother is going against Sam's husband. This is like untenable, and she talked about how that kind of gap was widening between them. So me, where I don't feel down about it. It was just about the strength that Sam had. Like, other than the Khan thing, which was unfortunate, I do feel like there was some silence to a degree. I do feel like then she took it back so hard by taking Jesse's idol, and she's had so much agency all around that moment, to the point where she's the one who comes up with this plan. Like, it's that's the dynamic. It's not Mark saying, like, Sam, soon you will be sacrificed. It's Sam saying, here's this cool, innovative plan that I've come up with. She convinces him to it, and then one of them will be sacrificed. Like, they don't get to decide who that is. I think they probably want it to be Sam from a jury perspective, but he happens to be immune here. They're going to vote out who they're going to vote out. Like, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not like, okay, Mark, like, you keep the idols because we're hoping I get voted out with drawing votes to me. Like, at episode 9, when they were both vulnerable, it says, put it in your shoes because whoever comes back is going on for the good of the pair. Here it happens to be Mark. But the fact that she comes up with the plan to me is so indicative of her whole game. And like, okay, maybe some people see that as like lacking power or agency, but to me it's so powerful. Like, damn, like she came up with that, and it's innovative. Like, it's cool, it's new, it's different, and it's hers. And I love that about that.
Yeah, I agree, and I wouldn't take anything away from Sam Bacon.
Who put this here? It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Tear it all down. Wait, what are you doing here? You can't see this.
Agent Forsyth, hold on. I can explain. This is all my fault. I used mental connection to change some things in your mind, to make some new connections. I didn't think...
You did what?
I'm sorry.
That explains everything. I knew I wasn't this stupid. I mean, I have a degree in mathematics, you know? I thought I was really losing it. But it turns out my only problem was you.
Wait, Wait, I can explain. You're right. I knew it was wrong the second I did it. I'm ashamed of myself. I violated your trust and very idea of what it means to be a Psychonaut. I guess I'm not ready for this after all. I'll pack up my stuff.
You don't need to do that.
You're right. I don't even have any stuff to pack. I'll just go.
No. Listen. You're right about violating trust. What you did was wrong. Very wrong. But, truth is, I pulled a similar stunt once.
Really?
Only the person whose brain I messed with, I couldn't put them right again. They had to call in the Psychonauts to undo what I did. That's when I met Truman Zanotto. He taught me how to apply my powers in a responsible way. The Psychonauts, we're not here to change people's minds, Raz. Not here to fix people. We're here to help people fight their own demons. The ones they already have.
I'm sorry. I'll never do it again.
You're not at camp anymore, Raz. People could live or die on this mission. The mission!
Okay.
Zip it and gather round, class.
Where did you...
Did you not hear the first thing I said about zipping it? Stand by for instructions. Shoehorn, Dustpan, this is Teacup.
Agent Forsyth, where have you...
Shoehorn, I reversed the main fan. Let it push you back down the vent and then climb into the hatch labeled 375H. Then move forward and take 2 consecutive rights. You'll be able to drop down directly into the office from that spot.
Teacup?
Dustpan,
Tell the guards you're a
contractor from Halifax Security. You're here to inspect the card shuffling machine. Your clearance code is 99853. I have the real inspector trapped in the 4th floor bathroom, so avoid that area.
Roger that, Teacup.
Shoehorn, I've disabled all side detectors and inhibitors, but it's only temporary, so be quick.
Check. I'm entering the office.
This is Dustpan. I'm sweeping the guards out of the area.
The key reader is operational.
Got a room number for us, Shoehorn?
Yes, it's the North Tower Penthouse, 3896. But can we get up there if the side detectors come back online?
I have an operative in position. You and Dustpan pull out and return to the pantry immediately. Did you catch that intel, Egg Beater?
Teacup, this is Egg Beater.
I'm in position and have a visual on the North Tower penthouse.
All right. Time to make the omelet.
Roger. On the move.
Your classmates are on their way to offer support. Did you not hear that last part either? I forgot to mention, Egg Beater. There doesn't seem to be any path to the North Tower from here.
I guess I'll just have to make one.
I got you, Raz. Just remember
What is
everything I
going
taught
on?
you
What
about
a
rail
weird
grinding.
Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. Actually, I just want to see them.
And I
We're
think
almost
that
30
the
now.
way the two of them have played the game together has been really excellent. I still just think that this final step was just a little too early to sacrifice one of them. I think the two of them in the game was still a really big advantage and so much more powerful than having 2 idols with one person. Just that it's that extra bite of the apple, it's that extra set of eyes and ears, it's that extra person still working the game, and you've still got that extra life in the game. Like, you can still go later, you can still go later. There's a lot of game left still to play, to me.
There's pros and cons. I definitely
Okay,
see
Mark has
that.
2 items.
The conversations they were having didn't seem to be like, okay, this round is a sacrifice round. Next round, maybe we don't, like, they have more of
It was their approach to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, and Sam comes out and she says, like, you roll the dice and sometimes you lose. And she wasn't like, all right, here we go, I'm going now. She was like, no, let's take the chance to keep it all.
Yeah.
But to me, you know, you've taken the chance, you've taken the chance, you've taken the chance, and at this point, Good analysis turned around and been like, no, it's time to play it. Like, you're really taking a big chance at that point, and yes, accepting that if need be, you are going to leap onto the sword because it's for the team. But I just think it was the wrong way up the risks at that point.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not the overall concept I disagree with, and I think that they've played a fantastic game. I just think that
I can explain.
I would weigh so much more strongly still having Sam still in the game.
About explains it.
it was a very minimal chance that she would stay there. Like, Juicy Davis out. They know that. Like, they're having conversations with Tribal Council, and, like, obviously, at the very least, probably they're flipping on a revert. Like, they're not going to rock you. That feels like a lot. Like, when you had an idol to save yourself, and now you would be immune and Mark would be immune. Josh and Chrissy going to rocks for that when you didn't play your own idol. Like, that would actually be unfair to them. So it was a minimal chance at absolute best. I think it's just we weren't seeing conversations that were like, all right, sacrifice round because we don't really know. I feel pretty good about it, but it's not worth just like being too conservative. Okay, this seems like a more of a sure thing. Let's like use an idol on it. We were seeing words like, no matter what, we're not playing it. So, but the thing that with the pros and cons you can agree and disagree. It's definitely like got some merit to the strategy, but the thing that has pained me, what I knew would happen is just like, obviously there's like a lot of hate for Sam out there, and a lot of, they're so smug and cocky, and it's like, no, they made an active choice. You can disagree with that choice for sure, but like it wasn't like they got blindsided. It wasn't like they were like, we definitely have this. Like, it wasn't arrogance, obviously. They made a choice to sacrifice. So, and that's cool because it's interesting. So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, that choice fascinates me.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens going forward as well. I mean, you have to think that Mark's in with a good shot to make it a long way without even throwing immunity wins in there, because I think that he's still a good shot at immunity as well. He should make it a long way, but it's really hard to see now how the dynamics unfold.
Yeah, I think it's very broken up now. I think the Alliance game is done. There's like little voting blocks, which we'll definitely talk about. I want to ask, do you, other than the sacrifice plan, she does get voted out here. Like, she didn't quit. Like, they voted her out. She went, and she chose not to save herself. But she doesn't choose to go. They vote her out. Do you put blame on her on anything she's dealing with? As we talked about last week, voted 7 people out of the game who got a second chance, 5 came back. Now this twist, which she, saves herself in the first round. Did you put anything on her in this? Like, any fault?
I mean, again, it's complicated because as far as Sam and Mark have a very joint plan, and their plan's still carrying along. It's just a matter of whether... Because to me, they haven't lost anything yet. I mean...
Well, best case scenario, they make it through that without using an idol and without Sam going. But there were a lot of dynamics. There were a lot of dynamics and a lot of twists that broke to make that very, very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think we shouldn't minimise the fact that still, whichever one of them, they must each, in their own mind, be wanting to win the game for themselves as well. Like, these are competitive people who have played quite individual games up until the merge, even though I think that they've always been thinking about how does this work for both of us, for one of us to get to the end, which is such a complicated thing to do in your head. And so I was just thinking that, as far as Sam's concerned, this is all still a part of the bigger plan for her. She's still playing the game at Jury Miller. Like, it's hard to say.
Somebody misses
I put fault on her.
A lot.
I mean, I think, yes, I wouldn't have made
Bring us all the evidence you can find,
take the risk of
especially
going home
anything that can help us identify the double agent Psychonauts.
Will do.
But other than that, I think that the plan is ongoing, and maybe it's too soon to say if that's right or wrong.
For me, I feel very, very little I can put on Sam, who had to contend with more production interference than anyone ever.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
But I do think, I don't think I was as high on her in the first Tribal Council of the week as other people seem to be. Like, I still think it's amazing. Obviously, like, she uses implicit immunity, doesn't go home when everyone gets sent home in the face of this massive twist as this huge threat. The fact that she even walked back to camp in itself deserves major praise. But I just felt like she was doing a little bit too much in a way that seemed to burn social capital, like, definitely with Josh, which gave fans of Flames, which I thought was an amazing move by Dave.
He has to be connected somehow.
But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely talk about Dave. This was easily Dave's best week. But for Sam, firstly, I really don't feel like she was
We'll end after this cutscene, by the way.
By the way, where were you, Hollis, when I was trapped in the...
Oh, look! We're landing! Great job, everybody! Let's regroup in my classroom for mission debriefing.
I guess I should see if I can find anything in these ridiculous books.
And I'll take a closer look at these papers. Oh, Sasha. I just don't know who to trust anymore.
I know I should show this to the others, but I want to talk to Lily about it first. Alone. I should go to Truman's office and talk to Lily about it all.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna end here, right? Yeah, let's end here. So, next time, continue on. I'll probably be tonight. But yeah, thanks for watching.